Hello and welcome to the e-commerce leader series, the podcast dedicated to helping senior leaders and founders navigate the future of online retail with AI. I'm your host, Brian Kinghorn, Head of Growth at Luca AI. Today, I'm delighted to be joined by René Spijker, the owner of Spijker & Co. René, thank you very much for being here with us today. Before we dive into our main topics of conversation, would you mind just telling our listeners a little bit about your background and how your business came about?
Yeah, well, my company is located in a small town in the Netherlands, and it started in 1991, so that's 35 years ago.
Yeah.
Way ahead of the internet and AI, but it always evolved with our clients to deliver them the future-proof products and the products that give them the best results in marketing and branding. So yeah, fast forward to today, we are a small company, but we hire a lot of developers in for our work. So the people who work in my company, we are with 3 people. We do the strategy and the talks with the clients and the design with the clients, and then we hand it over to developers in other countries, and that's for web design or shops, or for AI, because we also deliver AI support to clients.
Okay, cool. And so 1991, that's a lot of history, 35 years of history. How has the business changed over that time?
Yeah, it's changed 360 degrees, maybe something like that. Yeah, we started when Apple was fairly new in the graphic industry. My parents were in the graphic industry, so I got in touch with Apple, and we bought our first Apple computer then to do desktop publishing on it. Was the thing then. So it started with that. And then I think in 1995, that's almost 30 years ago, we started with developing our first websites for clients. And that was in the time that you do it completely in HTML with, we used, I think, PageMail or something like that.
Yeah.
To do that. And we built small websites for clients. And since then, we also built websites for them.
Yeah.
But we start, our clients are mid-sized companies that gives us the whole package for marketing. So we do also marketing offline for them.
Yeah.
But I think 75% of our work at the moment is online.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, like any other agency in the world, I think.
And yeah, exactly. So exactly, what are the main services that you provide to clients?
Yeah. Well, we always start with a discovery session to see what's their challenge they have, what they've done in the past, and what's working and what's not. And from there, we're gonna look at the problem they have, and if it's a branding problem, we start with branding, and mostly it's a marketing problem. So we take a look at their current marketing online and offline, to see what can be changed and make better, or what should be renewed.
Yeah. Cool. And why do you think so many companies are doing it's like such random marketing without any clear direction? Like, why is that the case? And is that where you sort of come in and help provide some of that direction?
Yeah, most companies skip the part of thinking about a strategy to go online. And if you skip that part and you don't only think, yes, I want a website and my services should be on the website, then you have a nice brochure on your website online, but nobody visits your website, or they don't relate to the content you write, because nobody wants to know what you can do for them, but they want to know if you can solve their problem. So we always do a deep dive with clients, with their potential customers, and make an ideal client profile for them, or several ideal client profiles. And then from there, we are take a look what content they should have on the website or online or on their socials to get really good leads.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And if you skip the part of the strategy, just think, I need to do something on Google Ads, or I need to do something on social, and you don't have the strategy behind it, then it's almost you almost do it for nothing, because nobody responds to that. You really need a good strategy behind it.
Yeah, cool. And what type of clients are you working with? What type of businesses? Are they B2B businesses? Are they B2C businesses? Like, what is that mix?
And most of our clients are B2B. I
Yeah.
think 90% of our clients are B2B, and a big chunk of that are technical companies like construction companies, engineers, and things like that. And they're almost all Dutch companies, so they are based in the Netherlands, but have a market the whole of Europe. So what we also do is translate all the content to all the countries, and not only translate the text, but also translate the strategy, because countries in Europe all have a different culture, and also a different business culture. So we translate their content and their needs to every country in Europe.
Nice. And one of the things that sort of stood out on your website was the phrase your website said, it says growth deserves more than a guess. So what does that mean in practice?
Well, what does this mean? That means that we are really going to think with the client about the strategy, because the client thinks they know how to sell it to a customer. And that's often wrong, or it's even the wrong type of customer they are aiming for. That's often wrong. So that's a guess that they take. And the other thing is we measure everything. So if we do some changes, or we build a new website or things like that, all is measured in results. And when we get the data of that month, we also always check if the results are as promised to the client. But sometimes you need to make some changes to it, because if you guess that it's working, then it's probably not working. So make it measurable.
Yeah, nice. And then what, in your opinion, separates a good looking website from a website that actually delivers growth? Like, what is the difference, and how do you manage that?
The difference is the leads they attract, of course, because a really beautiful website can give zero results if not built, if it doesn't have the right text and a right call to actions, or it attracts the wrong people. And you can, and sometimes the most ugly website you can see is delivering every month the results for that client. But we try to do the best of both worlds. Of course, we build beautiful websites, but we make sure that they deliver leads for our clients, because that's the reason you want to have a website, not because you want to look pretty on the website.
Yeah, and then one of the areas where, like, I've heard clients, some of our clients talk about in the past, is knowing when they've outgrown a certain website. So, like, what would be your tips on, for a brand owner or marketer of a brand, thinking like, what is the driver to decide to go and get a new website?
Well, we always check with the ideal client profile if the website is resonating to that person. So we're going to check it, we're going to measure it, we're going to ask ideal people who are in the profile, fitting in the profile, if the message resonates with them. And yeah, well, most marketing or owners of companies are only looking if the company looks good online, and if they attract a lot of viewers to the website, a lot of visitors, and that's, I think, the second most made mistake is that people are trying to attract more and more visitors to the website. But if you have 1,000 visitors and you don't have leads, then probably if you get 5,000 visitors, you don't get leads also. Yeah. So the problem is mostly not the number of visitors coming to your website, but it's it's how many leads you get out of it, or how many sales. If you have an e-commerce store, then it's the sales, because you can have 1,000 visitors on your website every month, and you can pay Google Ads a lot of money for that. And if you see your sales are not going up, then there's something wrong with the way you message things on your website.
Yeah.
And sometimes we even ask clients to stop with Google Ads to see how many of those visitors are converting to clients. And for e-commerce, that's easier to measure, but for clients who have in business to business, who have long sales projects, because it's a custom built solution for a client, then you can't really measure really good if your ads are working. And sometimes we ask them to skip it for 1 or 3 months and see if the results on leads, what's the effect of it. And if we have new clients and we do that with them, then mostly it doesn't matter. It doesn't result in less leads. So then we are going to look if the Google Ads are written in the wrong way, or that the ideal client profile isn't on Google, but is on LinkedIn, something like that.
Yeah, cool. Thank you for sharing that. And one thing you mentioned earlier, and you touched on it again there just now, is that you measure everything. So on that point, obviously, one thing that we hear often at Luca is that, leaders now we've got more data than ever available to us. But that also sometimes means, because we've got so much data, we've actually got less clarity on, what some of that data means. So what do you guys focus on? Like, what are the metrics, or what are the data points that you guys tend to focus on to help your clients?
Yeah, that is mostly we look at the conversion rate, rate and number of leads, and how many how high a lead is worth for a client. Because you can attract the wrong kind of leads, and then you have all low sales for it, and that's not a problem for some, but for others it is. But that's the thing we measure, and sure, we're going to take a look at the visitors and things like that, and we also see clients with a lot of data, and they really don't know where to look. And I think conversion is the biggest one you need to look at. Because what I said, you can attract more visitors to your website, but if they don't convert, then it's useless. So I think that's the best way to describe it.
Yeah, and would you think conversion is the marketing metric that companies overvalue? Undervalued. Is that one of the ones? And on the flip side of that, which metrics do you think companies pay too much attention to where they shouldn't?
Yeah, that is the number of visitors, the number of new visitors. I think the number of people coming from social media, for instance. I don't think you should pay a lot of attention to it if your conversion rate is low. So you need to get your conversion rate up first, and you need to see the value of the customer that you attract, because at the end, everything revolves in getting more money for the client. They need more profits, they need more revenue. So that are the numbers that we are looking for, and we help business managers and marketing managers to filter out the right data for them and set the right targets. Because there's what you said, there's so much data at the moment available. Well, if you see all that data, you can't really see through what's really important for you.
Yeah, nice. And how often, the data can obviously tell one part of the story, but how often is it, when a new client comes to you, is it like a brand positioning or messaging issue that needs resolved?
Yeah, sometimes it's a brand positioning, because people made a website. Sometimes they made it themselves, or a web designer with not much of a marketing skill, I think. And it looks just like their competitors, because it's a copy of what they saw online, and they copied it. But that isn't what the company is really like. I think their unique selling points are almost never on the website. It's in their head. So if you ask a business owner what's their unique selling points, they can give you it almost instantly. And if you go and take a look of on their website, you see, well, this is our name, this is what we do, these are contact details.
Yeah.
And not their unique selling points, not what why they stand out to their competitors, for instance. That's almost always skipped, that part, because that's maybe hard to communicate.
Yeah.
And I think they want to attract everyone to their website. That's also a problem. If you ask a business owner, mostly they say, who do you work for? Yeah, everyone who pays the bill. So we want to make our company visible to everyone, and that's also a mistake. We're never going to.
Excellent. And obviously bringing us on to AI conversation. So obviously AI is changing marketing, very, very quickly. It's changing lots of things very quickly, but, let's focus on marketing for a second. How are you thinking about AI inside B2B marketing at the moment?
Yeah, for me, AI is a great tool.
Yeah.
But you also always need to look for yourself what's the output of AI, and you give it the right context before you ask something. Because if you just give it a question, it will always answer in a way that you think, wow, that looks good. But if it doesn't have the right context, then the answer could be completely wrong. So what we do is we make markdown files for all our clients with the right contents in it, with the ICPs in it, what they selling, what's the customers think about the client, and things like that. That's context we give to the AI, and then we ask questions to it, and then you get really great results that is fits custom to the client, and it makes it stand out to their competitors, because when you do the research the right way with the client, and we do that with a discovery session, then you get the USPs right, why people choose them instead of their competitors. That's all things you need to give to AI to get better results or great results from it.
Yeah. And where are you finding that AI is genuinely useful, and where is it just creating more noise?
Yeah, well, it's useful in data.
Yeah.
It can work through a lot of data and give you the summary to it. So that's really good. It can give you great outlines for text on websites, blog posts, and things like that. But we always read them and we always make changes to them because it's generalized. It's if you read AI text from all the websites, and most websites are using AI text at the moment, it's all gray. There's no flavor to it. So we always check if AI picks up the right mood and the right tone of voice of the client and their customers, and that really works well. What I don't like from AI at the moment is the design part, but I think that's a matter of time because I see people design websites with it, and they look also really generic, stale, and it doesn't do the client justice when you do that at the moment. But I think that will change within a year or so.
Nice. And from a B2B marketing perspective, again, companies are going to be using AI, their own AI, to like evaluate vendors and potential vendors that they're talking to. So how should businesses, in your opinion, prepare for that so that they are showing up or making sure that?
Yeah, well, I advise people to start with AI always, and start. There's a learning curve, although it seems there's not a learning curve because if you ask a question, you get a result. But there is a learning curve in what's good and what's great on AI, and just start with it, give it the right context, and get confident with yourself working with AI, because AI is not going away and you should work with it. It gives you a lot of time back and you can deliver more results with AI than without it. So the sentence is you don't lose your job to AI, but to people who are using AI. And I think that's completely right. So if you don't work with AI at the moment, start with it and just give it a go. And people who did it 2 years ago, it's what the results now are not comparable to a year or 2 years ago, even 2 months ago. So give it a try and keep going, and you'll get there. But you have to keep in mind everyone is using it at the moment, or will use it in a few months now. So be aware if that you still make content that stands out from your competitors, because if everyone uses it, everyone gets the same results. And how do you stand out from that?
Yeah, nice. And René, just moving on to some like rapid fire questions. So just like, quickest thing that comes into your head, or first thing comes into your head. So number one of those would be, what's the most underrated marketing metric?
Well, that's conversion rate, I think.
And then on the flip side, the most overrated marketing metric?
The visitors.
Yeah. And biggest website mistake?
Don't write well, let me rephrase that. Make sure your customer reads it in a way that he sees that you have a solution for them and not a service.
Yeah, cool. The best branding advice you ever received?
Don't overthink it, because some people are never satisfied with their logo or colors. But I think don't overthink it. Choose a color or a logo that's okay, but use it in a way that is everywhere. So and make your brand look the same everywhere you use it.
Yeah, cool. And what's one thing that every B2B company should stop doing immediately?
Stop thinking that if you post on LinkedIn, you get clients.
Good one. Good one. Definitely see a lot of that right now. It definitely doesn't guarantee clients, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And what makes a great growth partner?
A great growth partner is the one that is only satisfied when the client is satisfied, because I think I see it a lot with new clients that they started with another agency, and they get they get blog posts, they get SEO and things like that, but it doesn't get results. And I think the right growth partner will tell you that if you don't get the results we promised, we keep continuing improving till you get them.
Yeah, nice. Well, thanks very much for your time so far, René. Before we go, where's the best place for our listeners to find you and the business?
The best way is through LinkedIn.
Okay.
From René Spijker, and the website spijkerandco.nl.
Perfect. Thank you, Juan. We'll obviously share all those in the show notes as well. So, well, René, appreciate your time. Thanks so much for being on the podcast today. We look forward to seeing your journey continue to flourish. And yeah, we'll talk to our listeners next time.
Thank you very much.